I did my time in the suburbs and I won't go back, but that doesn't mean making the move was always easy or right for everyone. Here's what I actually gave up and what I got instead. Now, I've lived in the suburbs here in Jacksonville. My first home was in Mandarin, which is South Jacksonville. My second home was in Southside, which is where my ex-husband and I both worked. And my last home in the suburbs was on the north side, closer to the airport. So I speak from experience when I talk about the pros and cons. Now, I've been here in Riverside for about 11 or 12 years. First it was in Brooklyn and then Riverside, Avondale proper. I've owned this home for about 9 years. Today I'm going to talk about my experiences in both and why I ultimately chose to land in Riverside, Avondale. One of the things I gave up was parking. In my previous homes, I had 2-car garages, which was great. I had storage for bikes, yard equipment, and I do miss those days, especially when it's raining or it's really, really cold. This particular house, and my house is not unique by any stretch, I've got 1 parking spot and I'm lucky to have it. Oftentimes you are doing street parking, and if anybody comes to visit, you get to do street parking, which isn't bad depending on the street you're on. And I just have a parking space. I have no coverage. I don't even have a carport. I suppose it's something I could add, but at the moment, it truly is just a place to put my car. And I should be grateful. Some people don't even have that. Another thing that I've gotten used to, my proximity to the train tracks and a main artery in Riverside, Avondale, means it's quite a bit noisier than what I experienced in the suburbs. Mostly the suburbs I've been in were far enough away from any major roads that it was pretty quiet. We really didn't hear a lot of road traffic or things like sirens unless they were in the specific neighborhood. Now, another thing that personally I gave up was lot size. My personal experience in the suburbs was that we had larger lots. On the north side, I had 3/4 of an acre, which is quite large in my mind. So we had a ton of space and our neighbors were not very close by. Now, that isn't always the case in the suburbs, but certainly that's been my experience. A lot of the infill lots in these historic neighborhoods tend to trend smaller. So for instance, my home takes up most of the lot. I've got a postage stamp backyard, and my home is 9 years old, which is not common here. I think I've told you in a different video, there are about 14 available on the market in all 5 historic neighborhoods. It's definitely something I gave up to have the lifestyle I wanted here. Something you wouldn't always think of giving up is we don't have a homeowners association. If somebody's yard is out of control, nobody's gonna come in and make them cut their yard. Now, if it becomes a nuisance, then the city will do something about it. There's no HOA to enforce that. Now, what we do have, which was interesting to me, is even though we can do what we want with our yards, changing anything exterior likely means more paperwork, it's gotta be permitted, and there's more waiting typically than with an HOA. We have a lot of local businesses in the area, and I absolutely love that, and I love to shop local, and I think that's awesome. But one of the things that is challenging is parking in those areas. If you've ever visited the area, you've experienced that yourself. This is one of the reasons my car stays parked in my driveway, and I either walk or take an Uber to the places I want to go to. Everything's within a mile-ish, so walking isn't such an issue unless it's like 1,000,000 degrees in the summer or raining. Some of the things I gained were things like diversity. It's not just family and kids. It's a real mix of ages, singles, couples, retirees, you name it, which also offers up diverse community events and entertainment. Also, the individuality of the houses and the little pockets of neighborhoods. Truly, no 2 houses look alike, and that's very different than my experience in the suburbs. Porch culture is big. This translates into more casual neighborhood interactions, and it just creates a more inclusive feel. One of the things I love most about these neighborhoods are the established trees and tree-lined canopies. I run, and for me, this is one of the places I used to run quite a bit just because of the scenery, and also I can run for 10 miles and still be in these beautiful neighborhoods and not worry as much about getting run over as I would some other places. I like to support local businesses, and we have plenty of local businesses here, and we're walkable to local restaurants, coffee shops, and shops versus chain strip malls. Another of the things that I gained were the recurring community events. Things like the Riverside Arts Market on Saturdays. It's on the river, we have local vendors, there's music, there are food trucks. It's just it's a great way to do a little shopping and get out and see your neighbors. Some of the other things you might be able to pick up are things like specialty pickles and all kinds of other things that are unique. Other recurring events are things like the Luminaria that happens in Avondale at Christmas. It's absolutely beautiful. We also have things like Merry Halloween, which is a Halloween parade, and the streets are shut down and everybody's there. We have an annual Pride Parade and celebration. There's also Oktoberfest at Buckner's, and I could name any number of things, but the common theme is it reinforces that community feel. I also enjoy proximity to the parks and the river. It's nice to watch the sunset or the sunrise over the river and just hang out and be. We have access to 3 different parks close by, which means they're all walkable. We also have easy access to downtown, which is developing, but it's also home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you like sports, downtown is your place. And lastly, and most important to me, is that the neighborhoods are established and don't have the churn and the growth that new construction areas can have. This creates stability in our community and just makes it that much more cohesive. Walkability for me was a huge draw. I want to be able to walk to the restaurants, to the bars, to the coffee shop. My car might sit in the driveway for 2 or 3 days without moving. And in these neighborhoods, there really are communities. We know each other. We know the restaurant owners. We know our neighbors. We are at community events together. And we see each other, like when we're out and about. It's not just the people to the left and the right of you. It's a whole community. Some of the other things that I gained in the neighborhood are things like a running club is right here, book clubs are here, vinyl exchanges, and are all right here in the community. And I didn't experience that in the suburbs. And I don't have to drive 15 minutes away to have that. And I've mentioned it before. You don't have to buy a 100-year-old home in the neighborhoods. You can have new construction and all the benefits of location. So would I do it again? Absolutely. I did my times in the suburbs and I am not going back. If you're weighing the same trade, more space versus community and walkability, I get it. It's not a small decision. That's exactly the kind of thing I help people figure out. Drop a comment and tell me, could you give up the garage for a walkable block? Or is that a deal breaker for you? I'm Jessica Gregory, a realtor specializing in our historic neighborhoods. You want to see more like this? Be sure to follow and subscribe for my weekly videos.